to entrepreneur. So we're going to have a great time. I will be teaching you about 8 things that you need to do to make your first $1 million if you're outside Nigeria. Number 1, how many of you, number 1 principle that can help you to make $1 million is to have a registered company. Okay, if you live outside Nigeria, you need to have a registered company. In the US, for example, do you know you pay as much as 40% in taxes? Okay, you pay as much as 40% in tax. Now, if you own a company, you have an opportunity to be able to write off a whole lot of your bills as business expenses. And this is one of the ways that you've seen a whole lot of people who have become millionaires outside Africa do so through a company. The reason is because the opportunity that you get, owning a company, you don't get as an individual and receiving your income as an individual. I don't live in the US. I have 4 registered businesses here in the US. Now, having to just keep your money as an individual is not even your interest, because you pay a lot more in taxes, a whole lot more in taxes, and you can never build wealth that way. So what will be happening to you is what we call the rat race, right? It's the rat race where you think you're going to get a better job, so you get a better job, but now you have to pay more taxes. Do you see the point now? And everything keeps going back to the government. Now, there's nothing wrong in it, because that's how they've been able to build beautiful cities like this, right? This is the outside view of where my hotel. I don't know if you like what you're seeing, right? This is beautiful, right? We're still struggling to start building things like this in Nigeria, right? This is beautiful. And I love to always have, an ocean view or river or lake. I just like views like this, okay? I'm into real estate, so views like this inspire me for the kind of things I too want to build in terms of the kind of buildings that I want to build. So I intentionally do that. So nothing wrong, but you can't build wealth that way. This is one of the reasons why you probably see them say Donald Trump, they want to see his taxes, right? Because the man doesn't pay much in taxes. You know why? All his income is in his business. He puts them in his business. Okay, doesn't put it in his own name. So you need to have a registered business. It is key, and it is in your interest that if you want to build your first $1 million, you can only see that kind of money in your business account. You heard me. Okay, if somebody says just a student, are you kidding me? And so what? I opened my business account as a student in Nigeria. In Olabisi Onabanjo University, I was a student in Olabisi Onabanjo University when I opened my business. So stop giving excuses. And I think many of us just enjoy giving excuses and excuses and excuses. And that ain't going to help you, guys. Stop giving excuses. The reason why I don't have my business, I have not registered my business, is because, come on, stop doing that. Do you really, really want to build wealth? Or you want to continue to give excuses? Somebody said, and it's a very powerful statement, rich people, do not have the luxury of excuses. That's why they became rich. If you can afford to keep giving excuses, you can't build wealth that way. Nobody build wealth by giving excuses. This is one of the reasons why sometimes they feel. How many of you have heard that rich people are mean, are arrogant? If you've heard that type, I've heard that. Come on, guys, talk to me. How many of you have heard that rich people are mean and they are arrogant? If you've heard that type, I've heard that. The reason why they say that is because rich people and many successful people, I'm talking of those who became rich legally, I'm not talking of drug dealers. Even many of the drug dealers are disciplined, right? It takes a lot, right, to build wealth illegally. You have to be very, very disciplined. But the reality here, guys, and you need to know this, why have rich people looking as if they are tough? It's because they are very, very disciplined people. They have built their wealth by being so serious-minded, so disciplined. So you often, when you see them and the way they are well guarded, you consider it pride. They're just bold, confident people. And they are very, very, what I call very, very rational. Everything is about the numbers. It has to make sense. Meanwhile, you can be well emotional. Well, I think it's my mother. That's why I'm just giving her money. When you know you are not empowering your mother to empower other people and to empower herself. Oh, it's my sister. That's why all the income you are making, you are giving to your sister, and your sister go and waste that money, and you are suffering because you are just dashing money out. So rich people are very prudent. They are very disciplined. That's why they became wealthy, guys. You must register your company. How many of you promise me that in the next 1 week, you go and register your company? So go and register your company. Don't tell me you want to make your first $1 million and you don't have a registered company. It doesn't work that way. Taxes are going to finish you. The day IRS come for you, right, you're done. Okay? You are done. So the first thing you want to do is to even open a company. Okay? And begin to see how your funds can even go into your company. Because one of the things that does happen is that you pay less in taxes when you are a registered company. Number two way, if you're going to make your first $1 million, if you live outside of Africa, look for a service that you can provide before a product. Look for a service. First, offer services. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of Africans make when they come to the US, to the UK, and they travel outside Nigeria or Africa or UK or Ghana or whatever. The first thing they want to start doing is to start selling products. Okay? I'm selling shoes, I'm selling bags, I'm selling clothes. No. Start by offering services. Okay? Start by offering services. And that's very, very important. Start by offering services. I think that is very key. Okay? Start by offering services. Okay? I will give you an example of what I'm talking about. And make sure you're offering online services. I started by offering coaching programs, by writing books and selling my books on Amazon, and providing coaching and mentorship services. That helped in a very long way. So look at yourself. What service can you provide? Can you provide, are you an accountant? Can you start by providing accountancy counseling services? Go for training. There are a lot of trainings you can go for that will teach you on services, okay, rather than products. Can you learn how to train people on certifications they can do? That's a service, okay? Certification is a service. Can you learn how to teach people, on how to become an author? So pay to go and learn how to write books, how to help people publish their books online, to self-publish, and you then provide a service, okay? So whatever services, right, go learn how to provide service. Gain a service skill first. Can everybody type it, please? Gain a service skill first, okay? Gain a service skill first. That is important because what many people do, you don't gain a service skill, okay, and then you start with products, and then there are issues of storage, there are issues of logistics, there are issues of how to get things across to people, there are issues of returns and refunds, and you have already spent a lot of money to have acquired some of these things, and it just get all confusing for you. Okay, so your first business has to be a service. Number three, if you're ready, type I'm ready. Number three, haven't offer services first. Now you can move into products. Okay? Okay, you can then move into what? Into products. So your first thing is to register your business. Remember, that's the first thing. The second thing is to offer services first. Then the third thing is to then offer products. So you move from services to offering products. Okay? You move from services to offering products. Are you ready? Number four. Sharpen your selling skill. Number four. You cannot be rich if you don't know how to sell. Number four. You cannot be rich. You cannot be rich if you don't know how to sell. And those of you who hate selling, you see, we all can sell. We just need to learn the skills. Selling is a skill. Selling is scientific. You can learn it. Sharpen your selling skill. You ain't going to be rich if you cannot sharpen your selling skill. You cannot be rich, okay? You have to sharpen your ability to sell. You have to be skillful at it. You have to be a good salesman. If you hate selling, learn it. We all had to learn it. I used to be ashamed of selling. I used to be shy growing up. I couldn't even look at somebody in the face and talk to them. And it's important that you learn this principle. You must learn the art of selling. Can somebody type, I must learn how to sell? Oh, come on, everybody, I want you to type it. Everybody, I want you to type it. Can you type, I must learn how to sell? Everybody, I want you to type it ASAP. I must learn how to sell. Because you cannot, you have a good products now. Remember with the first point, you register your company. The second point, you offer a service. Remember the third point, you then sell a product. Now, if you don't know how to sell, how then do you get your services to go? How then do you get your products to go? So you have to learn the art of selling. You have to learn it, and you can learn it. Like I said, if someone like me could eventually become a good, could sell, could look at people and market to people, anybody can do it. Okay, come on, everybody. I want you to type, I can do this. Come on, everybody, type, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Everybody who is successful in the world are successful because they learned how to sell their value. That's how they became successful. Look at those you know as pastors. Okay, Daddy Geo became Daddy Geo because he learned the art of selling. Look at people like T.D. Jakes. Look at someone like T.D. Jakes and several pastors. Look at these people. Even if they were not to have been selling the gospel of Jesus, they would still have become successful if they learned how to market. Because these people became skillful in marketing the gospel of Jesus. That's why they are where they are today. And what did you notice about those pastors? They also became rich. Did you notice that? That as much as they were able to market the gospel of Jesus, they were also able to become rich because they were able to use that skill they were using for Jesus, for themselves too. Does this make sense? If it makes sense, type it makes sense. You look at Tiger Woods. It's the art of selling. You look at Ellen DeGeneres. Everybody does a show. But Ellen does it in a unique way. You can't watch Ellen's show, and not enjoy it. She knows how to do this thing. She knows how to market her show. She does this 12-day of giveaway, right? That you just love the lady. She learned the art of selling, of marketing, her communication skill. Look at Michael Jordan. Even when he stopped playing, basketball, the man is still damn rich. Look at this guy, Money Mayweather. He's retired from boxing. The guy is still rich because he has learned the art of selling. Okay, he has learned the art of selling. Number 5, drop your prejudices. Drop your prejudices. I want everybody to type that. Drop your prejudices. One of the reasons why Africans are struggling to build millions of dollars in diaspora is because we carry our African mindset even into the developed world. We carry. I remember a friend of mine visited a Nigerian. This Nigerian, he's a Nigerian. He's based in Texas, Dallas, Texas. Of course, Nigerian origin. He's $1 million guy. I guess those he met in this man's house. The man was doing an event. He was one of the few, he was one of the few African that was at that event. Guess one of those who were at that event? The governor of Texas. A lot of white people were there. A lot of Westerners were there. And he was sharing with me, he said, I have now learned why this man became a millionaire. He obviously dropped his prejudices. Many of us come to the UK, to the US, and we refuse to mix with those who are not Nigerians, who are not Ghanaians, who are not Sierra Leoneans, who are not Cameroonians. In fact, some of us come to this part of the world and start Cameroon Association of Dallas. And then we start. Some people go to the level of Egba Association of Baltimore. Oh, Chinekebo. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, you are no longer in Africa. You are in a Western world. Right? If you're going to build $1 million business, you need Westerners to be your client. Wake up and smell the coffee. So you have to open up. You have to drop all this. Oh, they are all racist. Every white man is a racist. You see the way he's looking at me? He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. Listen, you need to drop all this nonsense. Let your skill make way for you. Right? Even if they're trying to play racism, right? Just convince yourself. I'm here to the business. Right? I'm an entrepreneur. I need customers from all over the world. And I'm running a global business. So drop your prejudices. Drop all those bias mindset that you have. Okay? Drop it. Drop it. Because if you don't, the people who need to be your customer. Let me tell you what happens here. Let me tell you this. And everybody, I want you to listen to this. And type, I agree if you agree. Those of you who dare to have started business in Africa, those of you who have dared to start business in Africa, do you agree with me that the people you target with your business were Africans? If you agree, type I agree. Most of you, I'm not saying all of you. If you agree, type I agree. So you target Africans as your primary customers. Then suddenly you start doing well. What happens after that? People start envying you. Is she the only one that owns a business in Baltimore? I don't even like herself. She's very arrogant. See the way she was talking. And then they will practice something we call the crap mentality. It's called crap mentality, where they will bring you down with their gossips, with their talks, with their discussion everywhere. How many of you have noticed that? Right? So because that's even, I call it social media witchcraft, really, honestly. Where people then begin to gather and then say a whole lot. Before you know, your flourishing business is done. It's done. Because many people come to this part of the world bringing their bias, bringing their prejudices, bringing still their emotional baggage, and continue to replicate all that nonsense even when they come to the UK and forget that they're in the UK. I was shocked when I was told of the story of how businesses used to do very well in London. There used to be this place in London, and it was a place for major African stores. A lot of Africans had businesses, somewhere selling shoes, somewhere selling clothes, somewhere selling all manner of businesses. But guess what happened? They started crap mentality. Everybody started attacking the other person. Everybody started fighting the other person. It got to a point they became fetish. They literally will be attacking each other with voodoo. And that's the reality of what often happens. So I tell people, if you're an African and you're in the Western world, you first need to brainwash yourself of all the African mindset. All those, you need to brainwash yourself. Oh, they are racist. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, I'm not sure I can prosper in the UK. Oh, I don't think things work well for people here. Oh, I need to be careful as I'm going to go to jail. Come on. You need to drop those mindset. Let it go. Can everybody type, I'm going to let it go? Come on, everybody, talk to me. Type, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Type, let it go. And we do that a lot. Now, the latest place most Africans have started our culture is on Facebook. Now, if you are trying to watch a video show organized by Africans with large number of viewers, out of 10 video Facebook live shows, 7 is about gossiping about other people. Either they are fighting pastors, or they are gossiping about somebody who was wicked, or they are trying to bring somebody else's down. Whether I'm going to, gossiping and trying to bring somebody down or against one person or the other, that has been the culture. Nobody's saying, I'm going to teach you how to own a business. Nobody's saying, I'm going to teach you how to become wealthy. Nobody said, I'm going to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. This is what we Africans need to start doing to ourselves. Let's start educating each other. You cannot be a billionaire in America without having a coaching program. But guess what happened in Africa? When you are a billionaire, you hide it from everybody. You don't teach nobody. In the US, even when you go to jail, okay, because you were a fraudster in Wall Street, you still write a book and still become a motivational speaker of how people shouldn't do that method, but can still use another method to become successful. I don't know if you agree with me. Look at the Wolf of Wall Street. The guy is a motivational speaker and has written best-selling books. But in Africa, what do we do to ourselves? So if you want to make your first $1 million, you got to let all the African mentality, crap mentality go. And understand that you are in a Western world and it's a very competitive. And if you can offer good services and value, you can make it. You can become successful. But you have to wake up to the fact that you have to let go all those bias mindset. Number 6, think global. Can everybody type think global? Think global. Everybody type think global. Think global. Whenever you need to now start your business, you have to think global. You have to think global and you have to think online. Can everybody type think online, think global? Think online, think global. So think, how do I provide services globally? How do I render that services online? And this is one of the best things that I've done. Right now, by the way, I'm a Nigerian, and at the moment, dollar versus naira is going crazy. And I remember a lot of people have been asking me, how dare you go on vacation and stay in 5-star hotels when $1 equals 500 naira? How do you do that? And I said to them, even if it's $1 to 1,000 naira, I'm going to go on my vacation. Right? I have been able to build businesses that have customers globally. And I have used internet to sell products and services. So until you think global and you think online as a tool to be able to sell what you do. For example, if you start a fashion business here in the US, why think local? Why not think even Westerners can wear this clothes? And guess what? They are the ones that were appreciated the most. I remember the last time I was in the US, I wore an African attire and I went to where's this place again? Is it Benjamin? One of those monument center close to the White House. And I was wearing an African attire. Do you know that a lot of people who saw me were just saying, wow, we love this, your dress. We love this, your dress. One particular guy was willing to pay me, if it was possible for me to pull off the dress, and he pays me as much as $1,000, right? And go home with the dress. He didn't mind. He was just fascinated about the dress. Okay, it was so fascinating. He collected my number, begged me that I should please, he's going to pay any amount he wants that same dress. But guess many of us, we don't even think of starting a fashion business. And even if we think of starting a fashion business, we will not think of how to think global. How do a British wear this kind of clothes, even though it's an African fabric? How do a Brazilian wear this kind of clothes, even though it's an African fabric? How do an Italian put on this kind of dress, even though it's an African fabric? How do I do this that my customers will be global? How do I put in the logistics infrastructure so that I can deliver this product to everybody all over the world? Once you click a button on my website, through my e-commerce platform, people will be buying. Okay? And that's the important thing. Okay? So it's very key that we learn how. Some of you will say, but Mr. Stephen, during winter, maybe they're not going to like to wear African attire. Are you kidding me? The agbada that we wear. Tomorrow I'm going to Nebraska, Omaha, and I came with an agbada. Okay, I have an agbada with me. An agbada is a Nigerian attire. where you have the shirt and trousers, but you have another big one that you're gonna put on top, right? And I have my cap. You're gonna see that it's gonna protect me from cold. So I'm giving. Who has gotten a business idea right there? Has somebody gotten a business idea? If you've gotten a business idea from what I'm even saying, type I've gotten a business idea. I saw a video on CNN of this lady. She's based in Washington, here in the US, and she only sell Kenyan fabric, no, Togo fabric. And she's selling globally right now. She's originally from Togo, but she's never even been to Togo, right? And a portion of her income, she donates it to Togo, to people who are victims of some of the challenges going on in Togo. And she is getting people to buy her dress from all over the world. And it's strictly Togo fabric. Can you imagine that? So, and you can do the same. So number 7, drop religion. Oh, Lord. This one. Oh, Lord. Bill Gates does not believe that there is God. Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know whether he's an atheist. Who else is a rich man? Jeff Bezos, I don't know what religion he practices. How come people who don't believe that there is God? So number 7, drop religion. Okay, religion is one of the biggest things why people don't succeed. Most of the wealthiest people in the world do not even believe that Jesus is Lord. I believe Jesus is Lord. Okay, but many of the richest people in the world don't believe so. So why hasn't your Jesus that you believe in helped you to become rich? Because you practice religion, right? Instead of practicing spirituality, you're supposed to be spiritual. Two different things. Two different things. For example, how can you be going for 8 a.m. prayer meeting, 10 a.m. prayer meeting, 11 a.m. prayer meeting for the next 1 week, and you think you are going to be rich? How does that happen? Will dollars drop from heaven? So $1 million is just going to be dropping. Is that the way it works? Even the Bible says, I will bless the works of your hand. And some of you have allowed, commercial pastors and prophets to rob you of your little earnings. Right? By the way, I'm a Christian. Okay, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. But I don't practice religion. I don't do that. I take my work seriously. That's why I've become wealthy. For the last 8 months, COVID or no COVID, I've been going to the office. I've been working. Even during lockdown, I was going to my estates and promoting my business and supervising construction. That's how you become rich. It's not mythical. Money is not mythical. You must provide a service. You must provide a value. You must offer something to become wealthy. So all this religion has to go. You keep sitting in church and you want God to bless you financially. Money is not in the prayer equation. You don't pray to be rich. You don't pray to be rich. That's why most rich people don't even believe God exists. Dangote is a Muslim. He's the richest black man. Wake up. Wake up. Money is not mythical. It's not voodoo. It's not juju. There is something you do to achieve what you want to achieve. It's value for cash. Exchange of value for cash. That's how people become rich. Exchange of value for cash. Exchange of value for cash. That's how you become wealthy. So you don't just become wealthy by, Pastor, pray for me. Pastor, all the demons in my village are against me prospering. My friend, stop being lazy. Go and read a book. Pastor, I've been trying all manner of businesses. I've been failing. I think it's witches from our village. My friend, go and get a business mentor. Huh? Go and get a business mentor. That's all you need to do. There's no witch in your village attacking you in America. Come on. Stop giving these witches too much power. There's winter. They can't fly from Benin City, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, fly all the way. You know how many oceans they are going to fly, the witches you're talking about? Right? At least at some point, they're going to freeze to death. Riches from my village. Relax, man. Get a job. Get a business, get a mentor, read a book, go for a seminar, go for training. How do they run business outside Africa? How do they run business in the US, in the UK? Many of you watching me, you live in the US. You've not even gone for a training on credit card. You've not even gone for it. To even understand how the credit system works in America, you've not gone for a training. You say, I don't need it. So it's always based on speculation, what somebody said. Because if you've gone for a training, you will have learned the year you came to America or to the UK or to Canada, you will have learned from year one that it favors you to open a company. You will have known that. But because you didn't even go for a training to understand the credit system of America, you didn't even go for a training. You expect the Holy Ghost to teach you that one too. Right? Angels should leave other important people are dying of COVID-19. The angels should leave them and come and show you how to run credit card system. Right? You need to understand. So there's no witch against you. You need to drop the religion. Witches are chasing you. Wizards are chasing you. You need a prophet to help you predict your future. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It doesn't make any sense. You don't become rich that way. Nobody saw vision to Jeff Bezos. That Jeff Bezos, Celia, Jeff Bezos, Celia, Jeff Bezos. You are going to be the richest man in the world. Jeff Bezos, Celia, Jeff Bezos. Nobody did that. The man offered product and services. The man got mentors. The man got ideas. Okay? And he got there. Can everybody type drop the religion? Come on, everybody. Type drop the religion. Pick up spirituality. Everybody, I want to type that. Are you ready for the last point? Okay, the final point. And if you're ready for number 8, and that's the final point, type I'm ready, I'm ready. Get a worthy mentor who has made over $1 million to coach you. The reason why many of us have not been able to build wealth is because we do not even have people who have built wealth. Okay? Okay? And it's very important. You don't have people who have built wealth. You say you want to become a millionaire, and you don't even have millionaires. You don't know how they think. You don't know how they reason. You don't know how they live. You don't know the culture, the principle, their protocol, their lifestyle. If you're going to become wealthy, you have to practice wealth. You have to act like those who are wealthy. Behave like the way they behave. And they don't teach that in school. There's no university you can go where they're going to teach you how to become wealthy. Okay? So you have to, number 5, get a mentor who has made over $1 million. Because people cannot give you what they don't have. How many of you agree that most of your mentors do not have money? How many of you agree? If you agree, type I agree. And that's the problem. Right? Some people right now, if you are to have come like me on vacation and they put you in an hotel like this, your mentor is already telling you don't stay near water. Can you imagine? And this is a beautiful view. This helps your creativity. Looking outside the window like this, you can begin to imagine the day you're going to own that building. Okay, 40-story building. You're going to be imagining. That's why I stay. This is the 30th floor of my hotel. I stay here because I convince myself, I look down the window, I say I'm going to be building massive buildings like this. This is me. This is my picture. You have to have a mental picture of your glorious future. You have to picture it. But if you don't have mentors who are going to tell you, this is how we got here. This is what we did. You will practice every other method you feel that you think you may make sense, and you will remain poor. So if you want to be rich, look for rich mentors. Look for millionaires in dollars. This year alone, okay, we've done over $2 million in transaction. This year alone, right? In this year alone, over $2 million in transaction. Okay, so you can do the same. But if you do not, okay, first of all, work on yourself to get a mentor. Then, and please note, you have to pay or save to get a mentor. So somebody's asking, how do I get a mentor? There are 2 ways to get a mentor. You either serve somebody to get a mentor. You serve the person. In other words, you work for the person. People do it. People do it where they go and work for somebody. Jim Rohn. How many of you know Jim Rohn? Type Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of the foremost American motivational speaker. At the age of 30, he was broke, right? I think 25 or 30. And he met his mentor. And he worked for the man for 6 years. And then started his business. Guess who else became a mentee of Jim Rohn? How many of you know Anthony Robbins? Anthony Robbins was a teenager when he met Jim Rohn and said he wanted to be mentored by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn said, well, it's $47 an hour. In fact, it was more than his weekly paycheck. But Anthony Robbins paid that money. Today, Anthony Robbins is the most successful motivational speaker in America. If you want to do something, look for somebody who has done it. Let them show you the way. But it's not going to be free. Why should I leave my multi-million-dollar business and go and come and be coaching you? Why? For what? What's the need for me? And before you say, but you got it for free. I didn't get it for free. I remember even writing those I consider mentors. I wrote them to work for them for 6 months free. They didn't give me the chance. 6 months for free. I want to work for you for free for 6 months. They did not give me the chance. So don't come up with that, because there's this again, prejudices. We just have this mindset. We just think that's how it works. Nobody ever attracted a mentor for free. It cost them something. There was something they were going to add to the mentor. Either they were going to serve the mentor. Sometimes it's not like laborer service. Sometimes it's like you have a skill, you're a professional in something, you're able to offer that service for them. And you say, I'm going to do it for free. And after a while, they're like, well, how can I pay this person back? Right? Through that process, say, you know what? I am going to find a way to, okay, I'm going to be giving you 1 hour every week to discuss how I can help you. How many of you know Bill Gates? If you know Bill Gates, type Bill Gates. Bill Gates, Bill Gates. Come on, guys, talk to me. If you know Bill Gates, type Bill Gates. Guess who is the mentor of Bill Gates? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett. If Warren Buffett said, you remember when he met Bill Gates? Bill Gates was telling about how computer is going to change the world. I don't know that area. You are probably the one that will show me that part, But I know about money. And Warren Buffett was able to mentor Bill Gates also. Even though Bill Gates became richer than him at some point. But that's how life works. You can even become richer than your mentor, but you need to understand that everybody who is rich had to get a mentor. One way or the other, they found a way to get a mentor. They found a way, one way or the other. And you have to also figure that out. How many of you got value? If you learned so much and you got value, type, I got value, I got value, I got value, I got value. I love you all. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening. Keep sharing this video. It's going to change the life of many, many people. I promise you. It will change their life.